Breaking news. See this blonde?
Yeah.
Fake.
Yeah.
Fake. By the way, I saw this guy. I got hair extensions. That's the big news.
That's exciting.
By the way, I saw this guy. I forget his name. I think it's David Wolf. He's a holistic guy on Facebook. And he said, how many women right now have real nails, real lashes, real hair? And I just was so irritated when I saw the post. Because it's like,
who? I'm like an owl. Where? I mean, I don't know.
What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? I mean, I'm sorry. Yeah,
don't complain. They like it.
Yeah, exactly.
The guys like that we keep up with stuff.
I was on the fence for a long time about this. If anyone's thinking about doing it, just go for it. It is so easy. Yeah. I didn't realize this, and this the stylist opened my eyes to it. She's like, Roxanne, they think about it the wrong way. Hair extensions will save your hair.
Yeah,
because you don't have to process it as much.
Right.
You have that one place where they're attached, but I mean, it's just, as long as you're strong enough at the root, it's not going to rip it out.
Just trying it just to see if you like it and see how well your hair does. I think it's totally fine. So beforehand, what kind of extensions are they? Are they clip-ins? Oh, they're sew-ins. I have sew-ins too.
Yeah. I love it.
I need brighter though. So for blonde though, just let you know, it will fade faster and it'll get a little brassy the more you wash it and the more heat you put on it. So for my curling iron and my hot iron and stuff like that, I never go like full heat. It's like 50 to like 60, 70%.
Good to know. I've seen people get pink.
Yeah, it's cute.
Yes. They get so brassy, they get pink.
Yeah.
But I love it. It's like, don't judge me now because like I said, I haven't washed my hair in days.
Right.
And it is, but it's just so much.
It looks beautiful. I love it.
Here.
Yeah.
You don't have to mess with it as much. And I felt like before I was always compensating for wherever it was less than.
How many rows did you get?
How many what? One row.
Yes. 1 row? Okay. Well, that's good. That's all you need. You don't have to do a bunch of it. I like it. I think it looks really, really nice.
Thank you.
There's other breaking news that just happened maybe like, I don't know, just earlier today. And I don't know. Yes. Breaking news. I wish I'd have sounded like, but breaking news for the whole Taylor Swift and Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni thing. And we don't have to talk about it like too much in extent, but legal documents have been filed. Imagine extorting your best friend and your godmother to your kids. Imagine doing that.
This is next level. So you know more about this than I do, but backing up, I know there was some point at which Taylor Swift was like, no more. I don't want to be friends with her. That's what I heard. She unfriended her, whatever the case. And I thought to myself, you know what? I don't blame Taylor because when you are that level of famous, you cannot risk being friends with someone that's going to do something so grifty that they're going to get you involved.
Someone is homesick with strep throat, which is fabulous.
You look really sick as you just bounced in here.
She's going back to school tomorrow. Okay. Yeah. All right. I love you.
Funny.
Can you go away? Love you. It's like I love you. Do you need anything? Okay. Can you go downstairs so mommy can work? All right. I love you.
This is work.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I know. It's so cute. Bye, baby. Bye. I love you. Thank you. Okay. I'm going to let this woman break it down for you. It's legal.
Okay, let me hear.
Some legal jargon and stuff like that, but it is awesome. And it's only like 90 seconds, maybe a little bit longer, but it's very interesting. So just to set it up, this is Justin Baldoni's lawyer filed an affidavit, which I didn't know all the legal jargon. So I kind of have to explain things to myself like I'm 5. So I Googled and made sure. So this is an actual legal document, meaning it's now part of the case. And also if you're lying and it's part of a legal document, you could perjure yourself, basically. Yes. So it's a big deal, meaning that this is facts. These are facts. And so I'm going to add this.
Them at this time. However, should the court direct me to do so, I will comply with the court's order. During the February 14th phone call, which lasted approximately 1 hour, the speaker told me that they had been informed that J. Douglas Baldridge, counsel for Taylor Swift, and a partner at Venable had received a phone call from Michael Gottlieb, that's Blake Lively's attorney, counsel for Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, during which Mr. Gottlieb requested on Miss Lively's behalf. So this happened February 14th of this year. I'm dead. that Taylor Swift make a social media statement in support of Miss Lively, given her absence from the Super Bowl that year, and stated that if Miss Swift failed to do so, oh my God, Miss Lively would release 10 years of private texts with Miss Swift. The individual also told me that they had been informed that Mr. Baldridge had accused Mr. Gottlieb of extortion and ended the call. Holy shit! During the same February 14th call, the individual told me that they had been informed that 4 or 5 months earlier, February, 4 or 5 months earlier, so we're talking October, Miss Lively, or September, Miss Lively had requested that Miss Swift delete her text messages with Miss Lively. You guys.
To delete all, can you imagine trying, like, deleting all text messages between, like, the two of us? Like, do you do that to your best friend? Taylor Swift is the godmother to her kids.
Not anymore, I would guess.
So this is why they completely aren't talking. So essentially, Roxanne, the whole thing happened with Justin Baldoni. Taylor Swift was able to, like, snake her way into being the composer for the movie, and they fired the original composer. And everybody was like, how did you get Taylor Swift? How did this even get? Okay.
There's some text message breakdown. Okay.
Yes. And now that this is going to be, it looks like it's going to go to court unless somebody dissolves the lawsuit, but I don't think that it's going to anytime soon. That being said, we're going to see all the private messages between everybody because they're going to ask for it.
So let me ask you this question. So Taylor got into the movie on fishy terms. Is that what we'd call it? And who got her in?
So Blake is the one. Blake got hired just to be the actress for the lead actress, and then
she also produced it, right? Or
she took over the movie. So it was Justin Baldoni's movie. He was the producer, director, everything, and she snaked her way in on, even when it came to the clothing designs and going over budget with that. And then she was lying about. She filed a report saying that he was, like, sexually harassing her and all that stuff. So she tried. It's just the layers of this couldn't. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. The fact that this is now a legal document with this court case is crazy. So one of the actresses that was walking the red carpet for the premiere, while Justin Baldoni was locked in a basement, by the way, because he wasn't allowed to be at his own movie premiere. She was like, oh yeah. One of the reporters was like, oh yeah, I heard that a big celebrity kind of picked you to be the actress. And she's like, oh, I'm not supposed to say, but yeah, Taylor Swift is the one that picked me to be in this movie. So Blake is having Taylor snake her way into the movie as well to take it over, not only for the music, but picking the actresses. And it's not what you were hired for. Sneaky.
Gosh.
Yeah.
So sneaky. Okay, you're so good at breaking this stuff down. Okay, but let's talk about the big picture of this. You have a friend like Taylor. You're supposed to be all that. You're supposed to have people around you. You're supposed to, like, I feel like when you're at that level, you should have your guard up and you should have good enough people around you to help you figure out who can come into your inner circle. Taylor allowed Blake to come into her inner circle. They were besties. They were seen everywhere. This person that you brought into your inner circle and were best friends with and brought in your Super Bowl suites, this person has tried to extort you, has tried to expose private text messages between you.
Threatening you.
And you both have, a lot. Obviously, she knows Taylor has bandwidth to survive pretty much anything. But still, it's going to be awkward because we all know an A and B text message is just between those two people. And should be just between those two people.
As it should be. Yeah, especially between best friends. This is why.
What a terrible judgment, Taylor. And horrible person, Blake. What were you going to say? This is mine?
I didn't want to say it. So Blake Lively isn't the only one who's a horrible person here. It hurts me to say this because I grew up loving Ryan Reynolds. He's just as guilty as Blake is. He's had a hand in this entire thing as well as Blake and trying to take over this poor man's movie. Right. And by the way, he was going to let them. He was like, all right, fine, do what you want to do. I don't have to do all this. But then she filed the lawsuit claiming that he allegedly was sexually harassing her. And then she brought receipts. And then the New York, was it the Times or the Post? I forget. But then they submitted all these text messages and those were edited. So this is a slam dunk for the Justin Baldoni team. But I was going to say, you can trust your friends and you should be able to trust your best friends. But there's some women out there that are so hungry for power.
Yeah.
Women out there that are just so hungry for fame and being right that they'll trash an entire relationship down the toilet. It's just so sad.
I mean, I feel like Blake,
Bad.
I mean, how bad of a judge of character are you, Taylor? If you're hanging out with Blake, you're just, I mean, I hate to say this, but you're so caught up in we're the it girls, we're the coolest chicks on the planet.
She's always been like that. Remember Bad Blood, hanging out with all the supermodels? Remember that?
Yes, that's right. That's right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So she just, I mean, she's bad choice in friends. You're bringing bad people into your life. I can't believe, they're a creepy couple. Ryan.
I know.
Couple.
Well, now they look really gross too. They look really disgusting.
Makes you wonder. He's so wealthy because he has his what is it?
Cell phone company. Mint Mobile.
Yeah, and however he brokered that deal, and people like to write about it and talk that it was so brilliant. But when people, I mean, I don't want to say this about everyone who's had immense success, but you do have to burn some people along the way, and they're clearly not afraid to do that.
I couldn't. Okay, so yes. How about people get burned along the journey, and some people they get left out of deals in the future, or you want to do your own thing, or I don't know, whatever happens. And so some people can be understanding about it. Some people get a payout and they're like, hey, this isn't going to work like this anymore. I want to do this by myself. But some individuals don't care about anybody else. They only care about themselves. I can't imagine ever just treating another human being, especially my best friend, like that, or somebody like I've really worked with, somebody I really cared about, worked with, and developed something with. No, never.
It's crazy. I mean, I think that for the most part, and I'm sure you're like this too, there aren't many people that I can think of that I've chosen to have a relationship with, whether it's a best friend, whether it's a close friend, whether it's a boyfriend. There really aren't, I can't think of anybody who I've chosen to have a relationship with. Like, we're not talking about work situations because you don't really choose work situations. But there's no one that I can think of that I would wish ill for, that I would try to harm, that I would nothing. And there's a code. And even if I don't talk to that person anymore for whatever reason, I would be happy to see them. And I would never, even if they don't like me, I don't care. I would never try to do anything. I mean, it's just kooky.
It's just being more mature. And also there's one person that annoyed me over the years. Somebody that I had to work with, and that really tried to get me fired repeatedly.
Oh my gosh.
Repeatedly. And the jealousy and like they picked me, they hired me. That's why I got the position. But she also tried out for the position. When she didn't get it, it was like setting me up, like lying to me about certain things and just bullying and stuff. So, but listen, you get through it. But my point is like some people out there just have, we were talking about this privately earlier, some people just have nothing to lose, and those are the scariest people.
Yeah, for sure.
Or feel like they can just run the world.
Yeah. Now Blake and Ryan are at the other end of the spectrum. You would think, right, exactly what you just described. They can bully the world. They don't have, they have a lot to lose, but they have so much room to lose because they can bully everybody and that's what they've been used to doing. I mean, it really is sickening and eye-opening. You just hope that there aren't other power couples like that in Hollywood that behave that way. You hope there are good couples.
You hope that there's good people, but unfortunately we've heard the stories about Hollywood. There's probably more bad than good. But I don't know if you have anything to share this time, but I wanted to talk to you about a couple of procedures I recently got done.
Oh, let's hear them. Let's hear them.
So I think I've been texting you about this every now and then, but just briefly, we don't have to go in
Yeah.
depth, but I want, because it's a girl thing. If you're a
Yes.
guy, you're probably not going to be interested in this.
Right,
But I'm
right.
doing, we know what the Morpheus is. Morpheus
Yes.
at a med
Morpheus
spa.
A for your face.
On
Yes.
your face. And we've talked about it extensively,
Mhm.
like, and you highly recommend it, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I need to get that done. Well, where I go to my med spa, they just bought this awesome machine, and it's Morpheus. And if you don't know what that is, it's microneedling for your face, and they mix your, they spin your blood around and they put it on top, and it's like a whole thing. It's for them.
I've heard of that. How's it working out?
So far it's working out great. So they numb you up. So everything is
do they do a laser or do they do the stamps? Because Morpheus is like a stamp with the heat, right?
It's a stamp. It's micro needling. And not only is it down there, it's in and then around.
I mean,
yeah, that's just one process.
Okay, I know that they numb you up. You have little ears, by the way, little ears.
They do, and the numbing cream is just. I mean, you don't feel. I genuinely, I would tell you, I didn't feel anything, not a thing. It was really, really strong. So there's that. Then there is another instrument. It's called the V-tone on top of it. So the microneedling aspect, I think you do 3 visits about a month apart each for healing and all that stuff. And it's to thicken the area. And like sometimes being a mom, maybe you'll sneeze or cough all of a sudden.
Yeah, for bladder control issues.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it helps with that too.
The laser, is there a laser aspect to Morpheus or the other one there is?
It's a EMS. So electric
light pulses or something. Yes.
And so that is used with the V-tone, and the V-tone, it strengthens the inside canal, basically. So you do that for 30 minutes, and that doesn't hurt. It's nothing. There's no needles or anything like that. But you try to go as high as you can. It can go up to 50. Usually I say around 15, but it works. The areas that need to help with excitement.
Oh, good. Okay.
So after you're done with it, you're like, where's my husband? Where's my boyfriend? Like, this is amazing.
Okay. I just have to say, when you think about this, the stuff that our bodies go through.
I know. I mean, it's crazy.
Just childbirth.
In general.
It
takes like so much to you. To your body. 1 second.
It's so much trauma.
No.
It's so much trauma.
Headphones on. It's okay.
When I had my child, she was.
Which one? The second or the first?
Evelyn, the first one. I mean, there's a reason. Like the first one, 8 pounds, 2 ounces, 23 inches long. She was huge. Like that was my first thing that came into my mind when they plopped her on my chest. I may have said this before, but I was just like,
you're like,
was that inside your body? She was huge. Like I was like, am I in a movie right now? Because I've seen movies of babies being born and the babies are smaller. This thing is like an alien. Like she's enormous.
Yeah.
And my body paid for it. And then Daviana, because I was labor for 13 plus hours.
Yeah.
And like pushing for 3 hours. And so then it was great for your body. And then
you're telling me you had your second like that.
Yeah. I told you my whole family got mad at me because they're like, you didn't call and tell she was on the way. I was like, there was no time to tell.
It just happened.
They gave me a little Pitocin and then boop. Hi, I'm here. Daviana's here.
I mean, that's pretty awesome. I'm very jealous. My first was 36 hours.
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah. Like someone's always got it worse. I'm telling my story like,
I'm not one-upping.
No, it's true. 36.
I'll never forget when I called you about your second daughter. And I was like, oh my goodness. I was like,
that's right, because you had your second daughter after me. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm pregnant and I'm like, oh, I know we both suffered for the first one and yours was shorter than mine. And then I was like, so how long was it? And you were quiet and you're like, oh, funny story. And I'm like, what? How long was it? Do you remember?
I don't think I was even in, this is like a fishing story. They always get they feel exaggerated, but I'll tell you this. I woke up in the morning because they had me sleep there overnight just to monitor me because I'm an old lady having babies. And then
You're not at all.
Geriatric patient having babies.
I was too. I was too. You're 34 or over. Boom. There you go.
Yeah. This one they were like keeping a close eye on me. And and so then I know that I woke up in the morning and they start coming in doing all your just testing all your vitals and whatnot. And then they started administering the Pitocin in the 8 o'clock hour. And I know that they came in to, is it Pitocin, right? And then they came in to, then they break your water. I don't even remember that part. I wonder if they did or not. I don't remember that part.
That's supposed to hurt.
That hurt in the first one. That was death. That was terrible in the first one. And then they came in and started, they came in and gave me my epidural, but it takes time to kick in, and she was born before it kicked in. So literally it was in the 9 o'clock hour. And I mean, it wasn't even, I'd like to say I pushed, but so I could have had her with no epidural. I promise.
Like slip and slide. Woo!
Yeah. Right. Yeah. She came right out.
So I'm pretty sure you told me on the phone it was like an hour or something ridiculous.
Yeah.
I was like this on the phone. I'm like, good for you. I'm so proud of you. But I was happy for you, but also so insanely jealous. I'm like, why can't you be?
Right. But it was an hour of quote unquote labor, but I wasn't, wait, what is it? Labor, because they started contractions. You started contractions, but I mean, it was nothing. I mean, compared to, like you said, 36 hours for contractions. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. And being in labor. And then I was actually pushing, though. I think I pushed one time.
Here you go. Boop. Brand new baby.
Yeah. And then for you, what about so we know that Aubrey was the 36-hour baby.
Yeah. And Olivia was 28. So it was definitely better. It was 28 hours.
What are that's your kids. That's not you.
My body does not like that.
You want to hang on to these babies. Hang on to
them. Yeah.
Keep them in here. Keep them safe with mama.
I still have, and even to this day, like my hips are pretty tight. Like everything, meaning like I'm not very flexible. Like you are pretty flexible. Dude, my mom is so flexible. Like she she'll touch the ground without even bending her knees. And me, I'm like I have no stretch. Zero stretch. And I was a cheerleader back in the day. That's my little flex, except it means nothing now because I have no flexibility, no stretch whatsoever. And it's not attractive. And I'm like, I can barely dance. I'm like, what happened to me?
You know what? That is a thing. Okay. Yeah. So I think something happens after you have kids. This is what it is. I think I'm figuring it out. Our hips widen naturally to have the kids. Mm-hmm. And then it takes them a while to go back. And once they go back, then they tighten up, or they go back wonky and they're stiff. They have to tighten up because they're like, okay, if we're too loose, I've had my hips x-rayed before, and they told me, because I'm actually, I mean, you're saying all this, like I'm tight in the hips, tight. Yeah.
I heard you were tight. I heard that about you.
Tight hips.
Now after that procedure, so don't worry about me.
Okay. So I'm blushing right now. So the hips are so tight because the muscles, because I got an x-ray and they show your balls, so there's the ball of the hip and the socket.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
The ball of the hip and the socket. And they said on the x-ray, they're like, wow, you have really shallow sockets. Like your hip bones, your balls of your hips are just kind of perched there.
Wow.
Where some people have them like this, they're deep, contained sockets, and like your hip isn't going to go anywhere. So you probably have hips like I do, where the socket is shallow. So your muscles are what's responsible for keeping your hips in place.
Yeah. And I don't know what's good about it. Is that a good thing? Because it doesn't help me in any way.
Well, I guess the hips don't fly out of our body. The hip bones don't pop out of the sockets. But what's the purpose of having that?
A tighter, I guess, hip structure. Mine's definitely tighter. Like you are, again, more flexible than me. I can't touch my toes.
Oh, no, my flexibility has been crap the bed over the last however. It's gone so downhill.
Yeah.
And it's because use it or lose it, right? So we should do that sometime when we get together. We should do some flexibility tests because my flexibility has gone downhill.
Okay, after 2 martinis, I'm so flexible.
Yes.
So when we go drinking and all that, then we can definitely so flexible we are. Because
what's a good one?
After something like that, I'll loosen up a little bit.
You know what's a good one? Like I have my leg. That looks weird. My leg looks huge close to the camera, but my legs aren't really that big in real life. Okay, I have my leg on top of my knee, perpendicular on top of my knee, and then you take this left leg and you hike it up, and that's really good to stretch that hip out. But again, if you want to be careful, you don't pop your hips out of the
I know. Yeah. You know, I think having 3 epidurals during my first birth really messed up my back. Not gonna lie. I've been thinking about this a lot because you read about how, you know, the nerve endings and everything right there, and you know, they can be dangerous, but they do it so often. I'm like, I'm not giving birth to no child without some drugs. Like that's crazy. It's 2020, whatever that was. And so, but then after it kept wearing off and not working, and then they tried the 3rd time with the actual epiduralist manager that was there. That's a technical term. That's the epiduralist manager. When he came over, he finally got it right, but then it wore off after 45 minutes. So, but anyway, my back is still messed up from all that stuff. No joke.
I bet.
Yeah, I
know. I've heard you complain about your back. That makes me sad. But you know what? It's also something where it takes. This is what they don't prepare you for. I love my doctor. My OB is one of my favorite people ever, and I heard all the sort of naturalists sort of like, oh, have birth in water, don't use an epidural, be natural, tough it out, you're strong. You know, I heard that angle. So I approached him about it early as I was doing my birth plan, and I was like, so do you think I should get one or not? And he's like, it's modern medicine. We have it available. Why do you want to be in that kind of pain? And there's no way. I mean, I don't think I could have gotten through my first child without one.
Me either.
It was really, really, really difficult to push her out.
Are we allowed to have one on a daily basis? That would be awesome.
I know.
I know. Have an epidural drink. That would be delicious.
Yes. I don't want to feel anything from here
up. Exactly. And can you imagine?
We can make our choices from here up. I don't want to feel anything.
Same.
So it was like a good thing, but I do believe that I probably could have had Daviana because it didn't kick in, and I could have tried to do it without one.
Same.
I could have done it with her. But you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if they're going to get tangled in the cord. You don't know if they're so it kind of gives the doctor some leeway if they can know that you're safe and numbed up, so to speak.
Yeah, it's it's different for everybody. I have one of my daughters that I have one of my friends that went to a birthing, like the water birthing unit.
Yeah.
Take your headphones off. Okay, I'm taking my headphones off. Hold on.
Okay.
Go ahead, Aubrey. 3. Yep. 3, 2, 1.
Thank God I have my microphone shield.
I feel like I'm playing Duck Hunt. Is that your laser?
You're a little scary. You're like Evelyn. You're like Evelyn.
We're supposed to do that this weekend. That's your gift. All right, go. I gotta finish this. I love you. Thank you so much for shooting me.
Oh my gosh, this is terrible. The other night I was out.
No, it's not. Go.
and Evelyn was like, I mean, this is kind of it was terrible. We were with a friend and we're walking through a busy area of St. Petersburg, and it's later at night. She's got a child, and I don't know. We were like, stay close, girls, or whatever. And the guys were there too. And she looks at my friend and goes, so when he tries to take me, I'm going to kill him.
That's my girl. That's my girl. I love that. That's amazing. We need that. That's so strong. And she meant it. She meant that from the heart too. She's like, I'm not joking.
Well, I was like, honey, we don't talk about killing people. That's not really what we do. Okay. But I get your point. It's a life or death situation. You fight for your life. Thank you.
Right. People like, that's great.
I know.
Are you going to take her to the gun range eventually? I feel like maybe you shouldn't. I don't want to introduce you to this yet.
My friend was like, oh, okay. And I go, well, and I tried to switch the subject. I was like, well, Evelyn knows that if someone tries to kidnap her, she's going to yell a lot of bad words. She's going to yell bad words to pay attention to people around her. But yeah. Good. So, I mean, we make jokes about this. God, that's
no. And in case you're listening and you couldn't see, my daughter went behind us and was shooting us with a laser pointer gun. So that's we're like trying to dodge everything at the moment. Yeah, it's always fun catching up with you.
Yeah, it is. It is. I had more stuff to talk about, but time flies. So.
Okay, well, we'll get to you next time. I think like I gobbled up all the time. So
no, it was great. It was good stuff. My daughter's occupational therapist is here right now. I can hear her out there speaking of behavior. Trying.
We don't know what we're doing. We're just doing our best, people.
Yes, we're just doing our best.